In the small town of Montreuil, a golden-furred dog was seen every single day, walking to the same grave in the local cemetery. Rain or shine, he was there, sitting, staring at the headstone, as if waiting for something or someone. He didn't bark, he didn't whimper, he just sat there completely still, as if he knew something that no one else did. The townspeople had noticed him, but no one understood why he was there. Some tried to shoo him away, others brought him food, but no matter what they did, he never left that place. What was so special about that grave? Was it simply a sign of mourning, or was there something deeper behind his unwavering presence? For years he kept his routine, every single day, never failing. No one knew the truth until one curious man decided to follow him. And what he discovered would forever change the way people saw this loyal companion. The town had grown used to the presence of this mysterious dog. Some believed he was grieving a lost owner. Others whispered that a secret was buried beneath the ground. But what truly puzzled people was this: even when they tried to remove him, he always found his way back. It was as if an invisible force was calling him, pulling him to that very spot, every single day. Seasons changed, years passed, but the dog never failed to return. He didn't just visit the grave, he did so with an almost supernatural precision. At the first light of dawn, he was there, walking slowly along the gravel path of the cemetery, oblivious to the world around him. Throughout the day, he remained still, even as visitors passed by, even as the wind scattered dried leaves around him. And when night fell and the cemetery gates closed, he left, only to return again at sunrise, as if fulfilling a silent, unbreakable duty. The townspeople began to form their own theories. Some said he was a spirit, trapped between this world and the next, waiting for a sign. Others believed he was the guardian of the grave, protecting a secret buried long ago. And as time went on, the legend of the cemetery dog grew, becoming a part of the town's history. Pierre, the cemetery groundskeeper, couldn't shake the feeling that there was something beyond rational explanation. From the small house near the cemetery gates, he observed the dog every day, and he noticed something unusual. The dog wasn't just waiting, he was searching. His eyes scanned the horizon, focusing on each visitor who entered, as if looking for someone. And then, every night when it was clear that no one had come, he left, with the same sorrowful look in his eyes. One afternoon, under a cloudy sky, Pierre decided to approach. He carried a small piece of bread and gently extended it toward the dog. But the animal didn't even glance at him. His gaze remained fixed on the grave. Pierre sighed and stepped back. This wasn't just an instinctual attachment, there was something much deeper holding this dog to this place. Over time, visitors began to respect his presence. Some left small gifts, bones, blankets, toys, hoping to ease his vigil, but the dog ignored them all. Nothing else in the world seemed to matter, except that grave. Pierre couldn't stop wondering, why this grave? Why this one in particular? What was buried here that kept the dog coming back day after day? He stepped closer and read the name engraved on the headstone, Louis Moreau. Who was Louis? What connection did he have to this loyal dog? A chill ran down Pierre's spine. This wasn't just a story of sorrow. This was something much deeper. Something waiting to be discovered. Whoever has shared their life with a dog knows how deeply these animals feel and remember. They are loyal beyond life itself. Who hasn't heard of a dog waiting for its owner by the door? Or a dog traveling miles to return to a place it once called home? There's something almost magical about the way dogs connect with us, as if they understand every detail of our lives. Studies have shown that dogs have a much stronger emotional memory than we once believed. They recognize faces, voices, and even the scent of people who have touched their lives. But beyond what science can explain, there are stories, Stories of dogs waiting years at train stations, of dogs guarding their owners' belongings long after they are gone, of dogs returning to places filled with memories. These aren't just sentimental tales. They are real, undeniable proof that a dog's loyalty goes beyond human logic. And this dog, in particular, seemed to carry a silent sorrow, a promise left unfulfilled. He didn't return to that grave out of habit. There was purpose in his presence. He wasn't there out of instinct. He was there for something even humans struggle to understand. Was it longing? Was it the hope of seeing someone who once promised to return? Or was it love that never fades? For those who have lost a canine companion, this story carries an even deeper meaning. Anyone who has shared that bond knows a dog never truly leaves us. Their memory lingers in an old blanket, in a familiar scent, in the feeling that somehow they are still right beside us. The mystery of the cemetery dog in Montreuil was more than just an unusual behavior. It was a living testament to something many have felt but few can put into words: the unbreakable loyalty of a dog. The town wanted answers, but no one had dared to search for the truth. Until now. Determined to understand the mystery, a local man named Jacques decided to follow the dog one cold and foggy morning. He kept his distance, watching the animal's every move. The dog walked slowly, his steps careful, as if he knew he was being followed. But he never hesitated. His destination was always the same, that lone grave in the middle of the cemetery. And that morning, something was different. The dog sniffed the ground, circling the grave more intensely than ever before. Jacques felt a shiver run through him. He was about to witness something truly unusual. Then the dog began to dig. His paws moved with purpose, turning over the damp earth. Jacques hesitated for a moment, but curiosity took over. He knelt beside the dog and shined a flashlight over the disturbed soil. Something glimmered beneath the dirt. His heartbeat quickened. Carefully, he reached in and pulled out a small metal object covered in dust and hardened by time. It was a locket. His hands trembled as he brushed away the dirt. With a soft click, he opened it. Inside, a faded photograph. A young man, smiling, holding a dog that looked exactly like the one standing before him. Jacques held his breath. How was this possible? He looked at the dog, who stared back at him, calm, expectant. A lump formed in Jacques' throat. Had this dog been here all these years for a reason? This photograph held a secret that had been buried for decades, and now it was time for the truth to be revealed. Jacques knew he had to investigate further. He needed to find out who that young man was, and what unbreakable connection he shared with this faithful dog who had never abandoned the grave. That night, Jacques couldn't sleep. The locket felt heavy in his hands, as if it carried decades of a forgotten story. The photograph inside left no doubt. This young man and this dog had a deep bond. But who was Louis? And what had really happened to him? The next day, Jacques took the locket to the town's antique shop. The shopkeeper, an elderly man named Monsieur Bernard, took the object and examined it closely. "This is very old," he murmured, running his fingers over the engraved details. The name inside... Louis? Yes, that name sounds familiar. Give me a moment. Monsieur Bernard walked over to a dusty bookshelf and pulled out an old town record. He turned the brittle pages carefully, his eyes scanning the faded text. Then he stopped. "Here it is, Louis Moreau. He disappeared many years ago. His case was never solved. He left for a walk with his dog and never returned. His family searched for years, but no trace of him was ever found." Jacques' heart raced. He ran back to the cemetery and confirmed what he had feared all along. The grave that the dog had been guarding belonged to Louis Moreau. But how could this dog still be here, waiting, after so many years? Could it possibly be the same dog? Or had generations of this animal's bloodline carried on, bound by an invisible connection between past and present? The mystery deepened. The town was stunned by the revelation. People began visiting the grave, trying to understand the significance of this incredible story. Many were moved to tears by the dog's unwavering devotion. Meanwhile, the dog remained by the tombstone just as he always had. He never sought attention. He never demanded anything. He simply waited. His eyes carried the weight of decades of longing and a love that time could not erase. The bond between Louis and his faithful companion had transcended even death, proving that some promises are never forgotten. Do you think this could be the same dog from all those years ago? Or was it a bond that was never broken? What do you believe? The story of the loyal dog quickly spread throughout the town. People began visiting him daily, bringing food, blankets, and affection. He was no longer just a dog. He had become a symbol of unconditional love and eternal devotion. Deeply moved, the cemetery's caretaker decided to build a small shelter near the grave so the dog could rest safely, shielded from the elements. The shelter soon became a place of tribute, where visitors left messages, flowers, and even pictures of their own beloved pets. The story gained so much attention that local newspapers began covering it. Reports of the dog's loyalty reached neighboring towns, attracting visitors who wanted to witness this living testament of devotion. Animal welfare organizations stepped in, ensuring the dog received proper veterinary care and a steady supply of food. Yet despite all the attention, the dog never changed his routine. Every single day at the same time, he walked to the grave and sat there as if his mission was still incomplete. Over time, a memorial was built beside the shelter with a plaque telling his story. People from all walks of life began reflecting on their own experiences with pets, realizing that the bond between a dog and its owner is something that never truly fades. This simple yet deeply meaningful gesture touched the hearts of thousands. The dog became a symbol, proof that the connection between humans and dogs goes beyond life and death. His story resonated deeply with anyone who had ever loved and lost a pet. The small cemetery in Montreuil, once forgotten, had now become a place of remembrance and emotion. What did this story teach you about the love and loyalty of dogs? Share your thoughts in the comments. Stories like this remind us of the true meaning of love and the unbreakable bond we share with our animals. They teach us about loyalty, patience, and a kind of love that asks for nothing in return. The golden dog of Montreuil showed the world that true devotion has no end, and that, even when all seems lost, there is still an invisible thread that connects us to those we love. And you, have you ever had a dog that left an unforgettable mark on your life? Share your story in the comments. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more emotional stories. An incredible story is waiting for you. Click now and discover the hero who will touch your heart.